Yeah.
If there was an environmental impact study for Jules River, what would need to happen, Shakwani? They would have to put up a sign,
Same. Yes, they would have to.
you know. So I don't know why it is that with 75 years contribution to this country, where we can see photos when I probably wasn't alive, Shakwani, of
I
course, you
definitely
weren't
was.
alive, and this is how these folks have contributed to this country for 75 years, and this is what they're being subjected to now. They must go and put up a sign for the public of Barbados to tell tunnel country planning, headed by the Prime Minister of this country, why they must be given permission to build a bar and restaurant. Is that fair? We know what happened at the bottom of Fleeberstill.
Yeah.
You know? But I don't know. Go back again there, go back to the planning thing because I'm still
And
trying to get this thing
I
figured out.
all I'm gonna say is that I hope and
Mm.
pray that somebody could one reach out to the family and help them navigate this process, and they have a good team behind them going through this process, because I know it must be difficult for them and the community, because sometimes in Barbados we live here but we don't live here.
Mhm.
It might be
But you know, my discussions here with these individuals, they had to say to me that the application here is taking long. You could understand that the application for them to build back a bar and restaurant on location because it has been destroyed by fire.
Mrs.
The
Strickland, to answer your
application.
question,
Go ahead.
what may cause applications to take long? Because I have been seeing online a lot of people complaining about the slowness of in the department itself and applications taking so long.
Mm,
What could be a reason?
I
It
don't know.
the staff.
Staff.
I don't know. Is it the process? Is it the people who are approving? Can the government shed some light for us? We want the
I
opposition.
don't I don't know.
Mr. Lewis wants to know. We want to know.
You see, when we go through these items, go to number 3 there. Any application for development that is inconsistent in some material respect with an approved physical development plan for the area in which the proposed development is located. And when I read this one, you
Mm-hmm.
know, when I read this one, I know of the inconsistencies that exist, you know, when we went in the area of Joseph,
Yeah.
the level of inconsistencies that exist there, you
So
know.
those inconsistencies would be, well, I said I didn't see a sign. I don't know if I was looking somewhere else. Did you see a sign?
But all I'm saying to you, the first flyover bridge, Shakwani,
Yeah.
was proposed for the people of Barbados, you know, to fly over from Teacup and Saucer down into the gully. That was the first flyover bridge that Barbados would have been getting
Mm-hmm.
at Joseph, you know.
Mr. Lewis,
So
somebody in the
yeah,
comments made a statement. Mr. Lewis is correct in his actions. Locals are not afforded any information when it comes to large impact projects. So are they saying like because a project may be bigger, we are
yeah.
not getting informed?
But all I'm saying to you, where the public had questions
Yeah.
is with the Joseph project and with the project at the bottom of Clippers Hill. We don't have any questions with the Goodman Bar and Restaurant. None whatsoever. In actual fact, I
Yeah.
don't only want to see Goodman Bar and Restaurant. I want to see Goodman Hotels being developed in Bathsheba. I want to see Goodman Apartments being developed in Bathsheba. That is what we want to see as a people.
So
These
you
folks
think,
have given us 75 years, and if you talk about controversy,
what
Shakwani,
I'm
yeah,
hearing you saying is that the government that is promoting, well, they had the season emancipation, they're the division of culture underneath them, and then the NCF, they're always talking about culture and preserving heritage and the legacy of Barbados. I think a bar that was around for 75 years falls under preservation,
Yeah.
one, and assistance of some of the things that you would have identified to help preserve the community, because that bar is a what we will consider staple. So
Of course.
calling on the government.
Yes.
You're
When
calling.
when it come from the beach, you can go there and get a little beverage. You go there and get a little plate of food, you know. And I came up with a little boy doing that. And I don't know now. You're talking about culture. You're talking about heritage, you know. But you know, in
Because
this day and age, go ahead, Shakwani.
no, I was gonna say that bar alone. Well, I can't imagine being there with him and Mr. Jagger
Mm,
at that time. But you can imagine
yeah.
the type of oral history that we would have had, and we
Yes.
continue to have, as in great grandfather passing on to father, passing on to son. That
Mhm.
is what we call oral history. That is how
That
you
is the
create
that is the
culture.
that is the
When they talk about
contribution
they
that they
want
have given to this
culture,
country.
yes, when they talk about they
You
want
know.
culture and they want to bring more culture to Barbados, and they want to preserve our culture heritage, you're saying that this is a cultural landmark in the eyes of the people of St. Joseph.
But you know, Justin asked a beautiful question there.
Yeah.
And when I started to look at the criteria
Mm-hmm.
in the fourth schedule, Hillcrest Hillcrest
Doesn't even
has
have no say at
Hill,
all. It's not.
Hillcrest has restaurants,
Mm-hmm.
not restaurant singular, restaurants plural,
Mm-hmm.
and that is called a community center. I don't know how you define a community center, but that has commercial activity. It has a lot of the visual arts up there, you know, and the graphic arts and everything, you know. So that's a commercial venture, you know, supporting the community of Bathsheba. You know, I support it 200%. But we have restaurants at Hillcrest. Why wasn't a sign? Why wasn't a sign put up there asking the public of Barbados to tell us what you think? You know,
Maybe they didn't want to hear the answer.
but of course they think because it's named because we call it community center that everyone is gonna swallow it and move on jolly. You
Yeah.
know, but yes, that is it. You know,
No.
so at the at the back, because I don't know what kind of community center this is, because the community center we had there before, we would go up there and have players play
I'm
dominoes
sure.
and the whole works. You know, we had areas in there where you had platform and people
Uh-huh.
would go on stage, all kind of, you know, plays and so forth, and we enjoyed ourselves in that community center. They call this now the Hillcrest Community Center, but I'm
Yes.
saying to the right,
Uh-huh.
uh, to the right, where we are saying there in the center where you see that painting, that
Yeah.
is area there where a lot of uh, arts, the visual arts, you
Okay. A
know,
lot of
in
paintings
that particular area,
and stuff
right?
like murals.
If
Murals.
you can scan to the right, I don't know if you can get to the right, Dave, to the right, you know, there are two. I don't know if you can, if you have that folder, but to the right of that, there are two areas there where you have two restaurants, two
Mm-hmm.
of them. I don't know why, because you're talking about Joe's Bar and Grill or bar and restaurant, you know, and they must put up a sign. Yes, those are the restaurants there, you know, that's serving food, bar and grill, you
Listen,
know, with all
listen.
the sitting area.
I want to put a pin on you 1 second.
Yes.
I was told when I requested about, I was trying to follow up some information about a community center, and I was told the space did not meet the requirements. It was too small. There's a requirement setting for a community center and how it's supposed to be built, and what is the surrounding supposed to look like. And in the cases where they don't meet the requirements, it cannot be listed as a community center. Just wondering, we're speaking about the children.
I laugh,
How
Shakwani,
did
man.
this get approved?
Laugh me. I
Because
don't know.
I
I
was
don't know.
requesting
I
was
mean, I mean,
nothing that had shelter.
Shakwani, this is in St. Joseph, you know. I ain't crying down that, you know.
I
Not
know
me.
you are
Not
not.
me in St. Joseph. I love it. But
You
I want to know what criteria was used for Hillcrest to call it a community center. When you go in there, you find two restaurants, you know. So I don't know now restaurants and seating areas. And if you go back to the planning section, it
Yeah.
tells you about the minimum size. Scroll up, scroll up, scroll up, scroll
Uh,
up. Yeah, hold up, yeah, yeah, yeah. All applications for construction, independent commercial. Scroll up a little more. Scroll
look,
up.
it's right here. I think it's right there.
Yeah, yeah, nine. Now let me go to nine.
Feet
Let me
and
go to nine. All applications for the construction of a restaurant, 100 square meters or more, gross floor area of the part of the restaurant used for seating and servicing customers. So when we think of that, for you to get 100 square meters, you
mm-hmm.
can practically multiply, let's say, 10 by 10, 10 meters by 10 meters. So that's about 30 to 35 feet, length and width.
Mm-hmm.
And that floor area up there by the Hillcrest is much larger than that. So based upon this information, that's in the fourth schedule in the planning and development, it tells me then that location, the Hillcrest Community Center, a sign should have been put up there asking the people to tell us what you think.
Oh, I agree with you.
You
Because if
know,
it's done for one, it should be done for the other.
precisely.
We would
You
like
know,
to be on the equal side of two Barbaduses where we meet the bees at the
so
beginning.
I want the public, I want all those who they are watching me.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to scan through Barbados and tell me, where have you seen a sign that look like that on any development in this 166 square miles? Tell me where. I put it in the chat. Nobody respond, so they probably are none. You know,
Mrs. Strickland, I want to say, I want to give them the benefit of the doubt that the printing company could have possibly misprinted. They forgot some words. I just want to say that. Maybe it could have happened.
no, 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 no. Don't tell me about the printer.
Because
Don't tell me about the printer,
no,
Shaquan. You know much
Mrs.
money. You know
Strickland,
much money was.
I don't want to believe or preach that
Uh
these are
huh.
Barbaduses because they make it seem like it's free for all, one for all,
You know.
everybody getting a fair chance. So I don't
Yes.
want to say that. I
That
am
beautiful,
hoping
that
that
beautiful project there, the government
I,
want to develop for the
mm,
people of Barbados after 75 years of contribution. You bring in some person out from Australia, you know, who
yeah.
takes precedence over. So you rubber stamp everything, you know. Gentleman now come and give us we call it again. What's the word again? Okay, a generous, a generous gift. You hear that word? I think a generous gift. When
A
you go up,
gift.
when you go up on Beachmont Park, and look at the plaque.
Mhm.
Beachmont Park is to the south of Hillcrest Community Center. So Beachmont Park has a plaque on it. I would
Uh-huh.
have that with that before on
Yeah.
this show. A plaque on it,
Yes, a
right?
plan. Yeah.
And that person gave a generous gift. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if the Goodmans didn't give a generous gift to Barbados after 75 years. So you had a Joseph Bridge that is called a generous gift. You have contributions to the Beachmont Park that is called a generous gift. So all of that, we now own it saying you don't have to tell the public of Barbados. Tell us what you think. You know. So the whole of Barbados, we were hurt to see at the bottom of Cleaver Hill, where we would have been going from time memorial, looking out at surfing, enjoying all the above, at the bottom of Cleaver Hill, that a gentleman who gave a generous gift can now come and destroy everything and have everything for himself. We have another generous gift in terms of the George River Bridge, where now they don't have to put up a sign either, but the good ones who have given it all for this country.
Mm-hmm.
They have got to put up a sign. That is where the destruction took place. That is where the fire was that burnt that property to the ground. And the good ones now want to build and make better for us after 75 years, Shakwani.
That's a long time.
Yeah. So
A long,
I want some feedback on this one, you know. I want for folks to call Marcia or call me and tell me where you can see another of these signs zeroing on it they've done. You know,
excuse
this
me,
is
babe,
my
can you
concern.
put the number so
You know,
people can remember to call?
yes,
Call tomorrow. Let Marcia
yes.
know your
For
opinions.
more information on this proposal and to tell us what you think. You know, if Barbados was given the opportunity for us to tell the people in time country planning what we think will happen at the bottom of Clippercell, it will not be destroyed. You know, we don't have the difficulty with what's going on at Edgewater with
Yeah.
the 10B project. They could go ahead and develop, but they want to come and block off the trailway. They want to come and stop us from accessing Teacup and Saucer. They want to build a flyover bridge so we can drop down in the gully. You know, have mercy, man. You know, if we were given the opportunity to tell talent country planning what we think, we would not have been subjected to that. Oh no. So we don't want to be subjected to this. So going forward, Shakwani,
They
I
know.
want to see. I don't only want to see Goodman Bar and Restaurant. We want to
Mm-hmm.
see Goodman Hotels, and we want to
Mm-hmm.
see Goodman Apartments, and Goodman all the above. They have given it all for this country. We earn them the right to give them the opportunity where they can easily mobilize their plans and bring about a nice fruition of project again in the area of Bathsheba, St. George.
Let's call it Mr. Lewis, as
Yes, ma'am.
usual. And definitely tonight, you brought the truth. You put it clearly in our faces. And you
Mm-hmm,
have us questioning what is going on in this Barbados. Is it Barbados number
mm-hmm,
one or
mm-hmm,
Barbados number two?
mm-hmm,
Are we the Barbados, the independent, or Barbados, the republic?
mm-hmm,
Here, right now on the Marcia, we show lawyer opposition. We want to know, we want to hear
mm-hmm,
from the week, and Mr. Strickland is going to come back to answer those questions that you sent in earlier to
mm-hmm,
tell you what is going on.
mm-hmm.
He
But
has,
I don't want to think, Marcia. Shakwani. I don't want to think because I know that with Joseph, the
yeah,
owner there is white. I know that with the project at the bottom of Cleveland Hill, the owner there is white. I know that with this project, the Goodmans are blacks. I don't know if it is white versus blacks. I don't know if blacks are inferior and whites are superior. I don't know, but I want to know why did they put up that sign? Tell me why. You know, after all they've done for us, tell me why.
Mr. Lewis, I do not
Mm,
know why they're separating us like that. I hope it really isn't a race scenario. I really do hope so. I hope it is really a big misunderstanding that they plan to correct very, very soon because they listen because they make changes. So I'm hoping that they're listening tonight because we want to know, we want to hear an announcement, we want to see the signs going up. We want to see the request and we want to hear how are you planning to fix what is going on with the family that you impacted that's been there for 70
yes,
years,
yes.
requesting permission to
That's
change
as far
something
as I'm
that
concerned,
they're already doing.
that's an insult to the Goodmans. When I
Exactly.
travel there, that is one of my exercise routes. Practically every morning I pass there. You know, when I saw the sign, I had to stop. I had to stop. You know, when I saw on that sign, tell us what you think. You know, it is embarrassing that in 2025 we can have a family like that has done so much for us. You know, but all that was said, you know, it's taking long under the mere Mortley government, mere Mortley being the head of planning and development, that it is taking long. Why is it taking long? I would like to ask the same thing to our representative, if he's still around, Mr. Dale Marshall, why is it taking so long? Why?
Well, I think you asked some really good questions tonight, Mr. Lewis. You want to know why is it taking so long for these plans to be approved? You want to know who is responsible for these delays and how we can get them
Mm,
expedited. And the most important question, what is going on with this change of use of purpose? Sign, this is not what is the requirement. And then we want to know
yes,
Barbados
then,
number one or
then,
Barbados number two.
then it
Mr.
changed nothing, you know.
Absolute pleasure to have you on the show
Mhm.
here with the loyal opposition, here with me because it was a first hosting you. I feel honored, blessed, and
Yeah.
grateful. And I'm hoping I get another opportunity to come on and do. I don't know
Mm,
when, but
mm.
as I say, I know God has a plan and we can meet again.
Oh
The
yes, of course.
perfect. And we
Mhm.
happen to be on tonight. Do you have anything that you want to wrap up and tell the lawyer opposition that they must be on the lookout for? They must ask for when you come back next week or the following week.
You know, I want the loyal opposition to report to Bridge TV and tell me if they see another sign like that anywhere in this country. I want to see the sign, another sign that looks like that. I'm looking for it. I drive all over Barbados. I ain't seen none yet. So
Okay.
that is my that is my homework for the loyal opposition.
You remember I told you
So
about your notepad and your pencil earlier, so I hope you remembered with Mr. Lewis.
yes,
You have
yes,
homework for next time.
yes. I want to know. Tell me, man.
We can tell you next time. The
Mm,
lawyer opposition will tell you next
mm.
time when they come back. Mr. Lewis, it was a pleasure to have you on the show tonight, and it was amazing to hear all of these golden nuggets. And we know that you are a community man because you made sure that we are informed. Barbados is informed. Barbados number one or Barbados in two is informed of what is going on in your area.
Precisely. And thank you very much.